Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Aspirants Mysore. Today let us go into a beautiful topic of studying abroad. But the peculiarity of this particular subject is that these aspirants are all very young. So that's why the heading is Young Aspirants Studying Abroad. All these children, they are all still children, they are all still minors. They are not majors. So let us consider majors as after 18. If you travel after 18, so we'll consider them as majors, or at least after. Usually people go abroad to do their MS after doing their BTech or B engineering, or even after their MBBS, they go abroad to do their MS, or they go into a medical field, which is a tough thing, but still they go. But here, these children are going abroad at a very young age. For example, this particular chart is a chart of a female who is born in 2004 and she is now traveling abroad. She has just traveled abroad. And what is her age now? So it's around 17 years old. 17 years is below 18, so that means she is still a minor. So children who are traveling abroad at a young age, then how do you actually see that in the chart? Whether you can see that in the chart or not, let us go through the chart one by one. I have put 3 charts. All 3 are live examples and these are all my clients. So I have full details about these particular charts so that I can vouch that yes, they are abroad now. Okay, this particular chart is of a male born in 2001. So as on date, he is just 22 years old approximately. 20 years old. 2001, right? So 20 years old. So this person traveled after 2017, between 2017 and 18, and he has already been abroad from past 2.5 years or 3 years. Let's say he is just about to complete his first degree. That is, he has studied after PU, he has gone abroad. That is, after his 12th, he has gone abroad. So let us see. I am doing a simple analysis here. I am not complicating the issue so that it will be easy for you to learn step by step. I don't want to go into the Navamshas, Dashamshas, Drekkanas, Horas, not now. We will just see on the basic D1 chart whether this is visible. That is, it should be seen, right? So, the factors for studying is the 4th lord. For this ascendant, 4th lord is Mercury. The 5th lord is Venus. So, the factors for studying is the 4th and the 5th. So, the 4th and the 5th lord. And the factor for traveling and going abroad is the 9th and the 12th house. So, the 9th house is Aquarius for Gemini ascendant. This is a Gemini ascendant. So the 4th house falls in Virgo, 5th house falls in Libra, the 9th house falls in Aquarius, and the 12th house falls in Taurus. The lord of the Taurus is Venus. So there has to be a good link. That means they have to be strong. Here, the 12th lord, Venus, is well placed in the 10th house, exalted. So that means going abroad would be prosperous for this native. Second point. When did he actually go abroad? Is when the 12th house is getting activated. That is, it's getting triggered. So the 7th and the 10th lord, Jupiter, which is actually having a Parivartana Yoga, Rashi Parivartana Yoga with the sign change. What is Rashi Parivartana Yoga? When planets who own signs are exchanged their positions. Jupiter is placed in Venus's house and Venus is placed in Jupiter's sign. So, Rashi Parivartana has happened and this particular native has travelled in the period of Jupiter, which is actually triggering the 12th house. Lot of emphasis there, and you can also see why young and not in the degree. That is because Jupiter sitting in the 12th house is aspecting the 4th house, which is the first part of the education. That is, let's say, the high school, that is 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And a little later after that. So this is for the first high school, the 12th and the first part of the degree, that is undergraduate. So before undergraduate, just after undergraduate, you will pass into this. These are the masters, and then you go in for the research. That is the ninth house. But let's first see that inside the undergraduate, he is aspecting it, and along with that, it is also aspecting the ascendant lord Mercury, which is placed in the ninth house, the house of travel. And Mercury is retrograde and placed in the ninth house from Jupiter, not from ascendant.
And it is also the fourth lord.
Yeah, it's also the fourth lord. So there is a huge combination of the fourth, the fifth, which is also the 12th. So the combination of fourth, fifth, 12th, 9th. This is a beautiful combination for a person to go abroad early in life for studies, mind it. I will do the later on videos for getting married and going abroad. A person who has done his MS studying in US or staying in US has come down to India, got married to a girl here, and they travel back, or a girl comes here, marries, and then they travel back to US. That's marriage and abroad travel or settlement. That I will do later on. It will come once again. Every topic will be covered. So one by one. So here in the second chart of a female, which I first referred, which is when she is born. Actually, she is born in 2004. She is a very young girl. She is only 17 years old. But this particular points, 4th, 5th, 12th and 9th has to trigger once again here. I have not seen all these things. I know this chart. So I have just put the chart. Let us see. The 4th house falls in the sign of Venus. The 5th house falls in the sign of Mars. Venus, Mars. Okay. That is, the ascendant is Cancer. So the 12th house is Mercury, and the planet which is placed there is a retro, Saturn. So who is Saturn for this? He is the 7th and the 8th lord, but he is placed here. Okay. So let us keep it like that. We can see here once again, as we saw here that Jupiter was aspecting Mercury, we can see here that Saturn is aspecting Mars. That is one thing. One very important point. So next, we can see that Mercury, which is the 12th lord, is being aspected by Saturn. Very important point this is. And also Jupiter, which is sitting in the second house, is being aspected by Saturn. So you should see each and every intricacy. Only then you will understand. We can also see that Mars, which is the 5th lord, is aspecting Saturn and the 4th house. This is the 8th aspect of Mars. It is aspecting the 4th house. So there are too many aspects. Again, we can see that the 4th, that is this house, that is house of Venus, is involved along with the Mars aspect. The 5th house is involved because Mars is the 5th lord. Jupiter is involved because it is in the dasha, and also Jupiter is also involved because Saturn is aspecting Jupiter.
It is the 9th lord.
It is also the 9th lord. And you can also see there are some other points also which I am not discussing, but anyway I will just put a highlight here. The dispositor of Jupiter. This is very important actually. Dispositor point itself is a huge point. I need to take dispositors for all the 12 houses and tell that what happens to a dispositor and what actually is the key role of a dispositor. This is very important actually. The dispositor of Jupiter, that is the lord of the sign where Jupiter is posited, is along with Mercury, causing a beautiful Raja Yoga. That is Sun. So let's not go into that level now. Let us again 9th. And you can see that the 12th house is also triggered because Saturn is placed in the 12th house. And in the period of Saturn and Jupiter, that is the 9th lord and the 7th lord and Saturn, which is in the 12th house, this person will be traveling into he will be going abroad. Okay? This particular, where did I write 2014? I think I have done something wrong here. 2014 means it should have already finished.
2014 is 10 years now.
No. This is the period in which it has to be done. I think this is 2017. I think I have done a slight mistake here. Let me check it out. I'll check it out and I'll clarify in my description. I will just give this particular detail in the description about this particular chart. Okay, I'll give you those details. Let us not go into the details now. Me checking into the computers will take some time. I don't want to simply spoil that. Okay, going to this particular chart is of a male. So let me tell, this person is in US, this person has traveled to US and this person has traveled to Australia. For those people who want to see the direction of travel, you can do all that later on. But I will not go into those details because today's topic does not cover the direction. So once again, we need to see the 4th, 5th, the 9th and the 12th houses getting triggered in this chart. Let's see. The 4th house falls in Cancer, so Moon. The 5th house falls in the Sun's house, that is Leo. And once again, the 9th house falls in Sagittarius, that is Jupiter. And the 12th house falls here where there is Venus. We can very clearly see that there is a fantastic Raja Yoga which has happened between Venus and Moon. So, Venus plus Moon, 12th house plus 4th Lord.
Plus Venus and...
Why Venus? Venus is exalted, and we can also see that there is a strong Parivartana Yoga between Venus and Jupiter. And what is this importance? Venus and Jupiter Parivartana Yoga. Venus and Jupiter have exchanged houses, wherein Jupiter is the 9th and 12th Lord. This is one of the fantastic examples of traveling young. When also, if you see the 5th house, the 5th house has fallen in the 10th sign. That is, the Lord of the 5th house, Sun, has fallen in the 10th sign. And again, I am telling you, the dispositor is important here. The dispositor of the 5th Lord is very important. Why? Whether this person will only do the undergraduate and come back or what? What next? If they will ask me, right? So I will have to see whether the 5th house and the planet will have a, show promise for continuation of studies. So here, the dispositor of Sun is placed again with the 9th Lord Jupiter in the 2nd house. There are no retrograde planets here. So you can see that once again, all these planets have correlated, and that is why this person also has gone abroad.
Here in this case, 3rd case, the person is going to earn money also, there itself.
Exactly. See, this position and this position and this position, all these 3 positions, that is the 10th house, fortified, 12th house, fortified, 2nd house, fortified. 2nd house means dhana, wealth, richness, and the 2nd Lord going to the 12th house. Yes, where will he earn the richness? Abroad. And whether it will be successful and whether he will be famous, whether he will create a name, fantastic. He will create a fantastic name because there is a strong Sun in this chart. We will see the same point here also. Whether he will earn abroad, you can see that the 9th Lord in the 2nd house creates a very huge Raja Yoga. That is also, it is creating a strong Dhana Yoga from Sun, from Moon, which is actually a Sunapa Yoga, which has got created. There are some negativities in this yoga where that, Saturn in the 12th house, but still the aspect of Sun shows that it will actually stabilize, because Sun is the 2nd Lord, once again making money. The 2nd Lord, that is the Dhanasthanadipati, is aspecting the 12th house and also along with the 12th Lord. 100% this person will stay abroad, continue to live abroad, settle abroad and make a lot of money. So once again, let us see whether this person is going to settle abroad and make money. I also have charts of people who have already settled abroad, and from past 5 years, I can have charts for past 20 years, past 15 years, I have charts. I will bring out one by one and I will show you a graduation as to whether a person can settle for a long term, short term, whether he will come back, do business, or whether he will get a citizenship there. All these things we will be doing it later on. So here also, we can see that the 2nd Lord, which is Moon, is placed in the 9th house, Dhanasthanadipati is placed in the 9th house, which is the Bhagyasthana, is aspected by the Lord, the 9th Lord, Saturn, 10th aspect of Saturn. 7, 8, 9, 10, 10th aspect of Saturn. This is a fantastic opportunity for a male to earn abroad, for this male to earn abroad. Very, very strong. And if you see, once again, there is a strong Sunapa Yoga and also a Vesi Yoga from Moon and Sun. The second house is very well fortified. So, these are the charts of, some examples I have put. Very young children, they are all abroad and they have traveled when they were minors. Think about it. How many parents would have the, boldness and the courage to send even a female, males? I still feel even a female or a male, a young child, he's still a child. He is still 17 years. How can a parent be convinced that these people can actually do good abroad is one thing which has to be thought of. It has to be there in their chart. But again, the promise has to be there in the chart. And these people are, this person is doing well abroad. This person is already earning abroad. This person is earning more than an average Australian, and he is earning, he has started an entrepreneur. He is an entrepreneur. He is only 20 years old. He is an entrepreneur and he is earning better than an Australian in Australia. So when he called me, he asked me whether should I continue studying or should I go into business. Then I just told him that now if you are able to do this much, if you study your masters, do your masters, you will be able to do 10 times that. And he told, I'm doing more than that now. I just told, okay, cool down. You might be doing very well, but let's finish your studies. So he has agreed and he has continued studying and he has already done 1 year. Fantastic job. Thank you very much for today's class.